Every time firefighters put out a fire, they first set fire to the nearby trees to make the blaze more intense. Once they see the mountain engulfed in flames, only then can they relax. This is a common firefighting technique, where firefighters create a controlled fire to burn up the surrounding flammable materials. Afterward, the wind helps to spread the fire and eventually consume the natural blaze. This method of fighting fire with fire is highly effective in fighting wildfires. However, on the way back, one of the team members, Brandon, suddenly bent down to pick up a rock, thinking of keeping it as a souvenir. Without warning, a large tree behind him came crashing down. Fortunately, a teammate quickly pulled him aside, and he narrowly avoided the falling tree. But just as they were about to board the helicopter for their return, Brandon was stopped by a teammate because his helmet strap wasn't secured. According to regulations, he couldn't board the helicopter in that condition. As he stood there, unsure of what to do, an older teammate handed him a roll of tape. So, Brandon used the tape as a makeshift strap for his helmet. The scene was so ridiculous that the older teammates almost couldn't hold back their laughter. Just then, another teammate called out to him, and to everyone's surprise, he slowly opened his right hand. Inside was Brandon's real helmet strap. This prank was a sign that Brandon had finally earned the respect and trust of his teammates, becoming someone they could rely on with their lives. Not long ago, nobody liked Brandon. Just a few months earlier, he was still a good-for-nothing bad guy, doing nothing all day, but a new identity had completely changed him. One day, while walking down the street as he always did, he unexpectedly ran into his ex-girlfriend, whom he had just broken up with. Seeing her noticeably pregnant belly, Brandon seemed to realize something. He called her over, and she bluntly told him that she was 5 months pregnant and that the child was indeed his. However, she didn't want him to know.
Look, that is part mine, okay? It is, so I'm gonna be responsible for it.
She then told him, "How can you take responsibility? You can't even afford a can of formula." Before Brandon could respond, she slammed the door and left. Later, Brandon saw a car with its door left open and, out of habit, climbed in. He didn't know was that the police had been waiting there for a long time. Once again, Brandon found himself arrested and taken to the police station. He wasn't even sure how many times this had happened. As usual, he called his mother to bail him out. After being released on bail, he went home and collapsed onto the couch. His mother came in, tossed him an envelope, which contained a few bills, and told him that he needed to move out before 7 o'clock. Brandon was about to protest, but his mother had already turned and left. She was helpless in the face of her son's behavior. Months later, Brandon went to the hospital to visit his newborn daughter. Afterward, he made a bold decision. He decided to become a firefighter.